This is the last day of the secret sauce of how to get highly ranked on Google My Business. I have been sharing with you 13 years of experience with over 300 clients, getting them ranked at the top of Google My Business. In most cases, with multiple situations where their favorite and most important keyword was number one in Google My Business. There are techniques and tricks to doing this. But first of all, in order to be able to do tricks and techniques, you have to do the fundamentals. So down in the description below, we've given you a link to where you can go see all about the foundation, the fundamentals of how to make your listing good on Google My Business. Maybe you don't have a listing at all. It'll show you how to set up a listing and then to make it solid, to make it good, okay? This is not about the fundamentals. Google My Business is so important that there is numbers and numbers of individuals doing YouTube videos and blogs and websites and all kinds of things about how to get your ranking up on Google My Business. And yet most small business owners that I talk to, and I talk to a lot of them, they don't really know anything about Google My Business. They don't recognize how important it is. They haven't spent a dime or any of their time trying to get highly ranked. Well, that'll make you unique. That'll make you the one whose phone is ringing. That'll make you the one who's making money off of a free website, Google My Business. So let's dive into the very last day. You have reached Randy Kirk at Small Business Daily, and today we're going to be talking about what is right in front of you. These are citations. What are citations? Citations are directories, are listings of of businesses, small, big, any size business. These citations fall into three categories. One category of citations is national general citations. These are the ones you'd be most familiar with. Google My Business itself is a citation. It is a listing. It is a directory of businesses where you can find businesses by subject matter, by category, by location, etc. Apple Maps, Facebook, Foursquare, Bing, Yelp, TomTom, Yellow Pages. You go down the list, and as you go down that list, pretty soon you're going to go, huh? Who? Who's Manta? Who is BOTW? Who is Opendi? You know, I don't even know that's the right pronunciation. You won't know a lot of these names, but they are listings, directories of small businesses that are set up to help you find a small business in your neighborhood. They're for local search, okay? So these are general listings. In addition to general listings, you have listings that are by your industry category. So you may have an industry association that has a list that shows companies like yours on their list. You might have a magazine in your industry that has that kind of a list. So those will be industry related listings or directories. And then you also have local or what we call geographic directories, the Chamber of Commerce, the local newspaper, the local radio station or television station. Other groups like that might have a local listing like Google My Business that's trying to show their membership in a way that's easily searchable. So those are the three kinds of citations. You want some of all three. Now then, why? Maybe I should have started with this. Okay, why? Google wants to know that you are who you say you are, and they want to know everything they can know about you so that they know that they are ranking you correctly, how high they rank you, and under what keywords they rank you. And they do that by relevance, prominence, and location. So they want to know that your location is correct. So when they go to these citations, they want to see that your location is exactly the same as it was on your website and exactly the same as it is on your Google My Business listing. They don't want it to be close. They want it to be exact. If you say suite 3 on one, don't abbreviate suite the next time. If you are saying that it's boulevard and you're spelling it out, I mean, all those things matter. Google likes to see this information, information of your location and your phone number. We call it a NAP, N-A-P. Google likes to see it in that order: name, address, and phone number at the bottom. It doesn't totally matter. It probably won't affect your rankings, but that's the way they'd like to see it. And they'd like to see it always be exactly the same. So as you're going up and listing yourself on localese and on factual, you want to have a record someplace where the person doing it can just copy and paste over and over again, so they always get it exactly the same. Next is prominence. Well, prominence means how active are you in the world? How prominent are you? How prominent is your website? Do you have a large website with lots of information on it, lots of good stuff on it? Do you have a lot of people visiting it? But then prominence can also be, how many of these places are you listed? Are you listed with the Better Business Bureau? Are you listed with Dun and Bradstreet? Are you listed on Yellow Pages? So they're going out and they're finding out, are you listed in these places? And your prominence is going to help you. And finally, it's your relevance. So every one of these citations that we're showing you right now will have a place where you can put a description. It'll have a place where you can put your website. Some of them will have places for pictures or videos. You want to, if at all possible, give as much detail as possible in every single one of these places. I tend to keep a Google Doc where I have the name, address, phone number, the NAP, where I have a 50 or 100 or 200 word description, where I have pictures that I maybe want to use. And then I can just copy and paste those onto each of these as I go in to put a client up on each of these listings. You may not be surprised that I don't do that anymore. I have people, okay? I have assistants that take care of that for me. But you can do it yourself. You can hire somebody to do it on Fiverr. We'll put a link below to Fiverr. You can go on there and say, set up my Google My Business or Google My Business Citations. And believe me, there's a whole bunch of people who say that they will do this one at a time, that they'll go through, they won't use a program, including WhiteSpark, who's on this, who you're visually looking at right now. They say they will put them up one at a time. So you're going to want to give lots of detail on at least these top 50 of the general national websites that are the most prominent. Number two, now you're going to want to go find your industry websites. And most of these companies like WhiteSpark will provide you with just such a way to look up by industry. Companies like WhiteSpark, when you're a member, are going to give you an opportunity to look by industry, but you can do it yourself. You don't need WhiteSpark. All you need to do is go to a Google search and put in, let's say, we'll just use the bicycle industry, which I've been in for 50 years. So you go to the bicycle industry, you want to bicycle industry listings, that's what you look for. Bicycle industry directories, bicycle industry listings, and our bike shop listings if you happen to be a shop. So these will be a way to do it. You're looking for listings and directories of the two primary keywords that you're trying to find. You want to do the same thing for your regional directories. So once again, you would go in, I happen to be in Riverside, California, so you might go Riverside business directories, Riverside small business local directories, Riverside business listings. Some of them are going to require membership for you to take advantage of everything that they offer. Maybe they will let you in for free if you don't want your website to show, but you may have to pay $10 a year or $25 a year or something if you want your website and more information about you to be on the listing. You'll just have to judge for yourself what's worth it to you and what isn't. Local chamber listings, better business listings, things of that nature. Google tends to look at those a little more like they're proof than they do just a general listing that's not very high on the ranking list. So it's great on all of these things that you're doing when you're putting in that additional information to keyword everything you can keyword. And then if they'll let you put your website in, be sure and put your website in, because now you're not just getting a citation, which is a way that Google is proving that you are who you say you are, but also you're going to get a backlink. We're not going to talk about backlinks right now, but you're also going to get a backlink, which is going to help your website, because Google is going to say, oh, you're more prominent now, you're more relevant now because you have a backlink with the Better Business Bureau, or a backlink with your chamber, or a backlink with the National Chamber, or a backlink with Yelp or something else. So the more places you can put your website in, that's going to help you as well. That wraps it up. I mean, I've given you all I know. That's it. I think we've done 6 days on Google My Business secret sauce, and we'll be moving on to another subject tomorrow. This is Randy Kirk with Small Business Daily. See you then.